So when I first started filmmaking, I was pretty convinced that mirrorless rig was the way to go. I mean, it's an interchangeable lens system. You get 4K, and of course it can be used on a gimbal, that kind of thing, and it works pretty well. I mean, I want to discuss my experience of using it for wildlife filmmaking, and I just want to go through the evolution of this rig just to explain sort of the compromises and workarounds I've needed to find and what my eventual solution was. Anyway, this is my little M50 mirrorless setup with my 100 to 400L and 1.4 times extender. So on crop, this gives very impressive focal length, and the camera also has autofocus and animal and eye detection, all these nice things, and it will film 120 FPS full HD, but there are some downsides to it. I'll go through those. First thing is, if you want to shoot 4K, you're going to need a screw-on ND filter. So there's my ND filter attached, and I had a lot of trouble finding an affordable filter that would actually maintain video quality, and also if I'm not shooting in 4K, I usually take it off. So there's a lot of fiddling around with screw-on filters. Anyway, it does the job. Now, second upgrade that I made, I'm a stickler for phantom powered XLR mics. I think there's no real substitute for good quality sound, so I bought one of these little Comica 82 battery powered XLR preamps and have attached that, and you can see that there's lots of cables dangling and it doesn't look very safe. However, it does the job again. Anyway, one of the issues with this is once I've attached this, any kind of external microphone, the screen doesn't really work anymore. It doesn't rotate. So I need to find a solution for that, and for that I used an external field monitor. So here we are. I've used my Ninja 2 recorder and monitor as a field monitor, and the rig's looking pretty good. I mean, I've got built-in zebras and peaking on there. The sound's now good. I've got the ND filter for 4K, 25 FPS, but it's just ungainly fragile. I mean, any kind of knock on one of these in the field and it's going to break the PCB in the camera. I have no confidence that I can pick this rig up in one go and put it on my shoulder without bits falling off or getting knocked. So while it sort of works, it's just not ideal for the field. I mean, it's an interchangeable lens, but every time you change the lens, you're introducing dust. The amount of times that's happened, I can't mention. So looking for a solution, and the solution for me was I found a cheap XF305 at auction, and I took a punt on it, and that's next. So this was the eventual solution. I mean, it's Canon XF305, it's only a 1080p camcorder, it's professional quality. It was only £250, it was a fraction of the cost of my mirrorless equipment, and all the downsides are eliminated. So we've got built-in ND filters, we've got the built-in phantom powered XLR inputs, we've got a built-in flip screen and viewfinder, and with a cheap £15 lamp controller I can control all the zoom and pan powered zooming from the panhandle with record function. So although the image quality, I can't get 4K out of this, but the 1080p is professional quality from not that long ago, and the lens is an L series with usable 1.5 times digital zoom that pushes it out to getting on for 800mm, so it's hard to beat, and also it's so robust, this setup. I can just pick the whole tripod up, chuck it over my shoulder and wander off to another site with no fear of anything falling off. Also, you've got large capacity batteries, so I can do built-in time lapse with this camera, sometimes for hours. You know, the batteries would do a time lapse for maybe 6 hours if I wanted it to. So anyone that wants a cheap camera for wildlife documentary filmmaking, natural history, that kind of thing, or anything else. I mean, actually I found that although this is only a camcorder, I found the footage from this much more pleasing than the mirrorless. I mean, it looks far more cinematic and organic, even from a supposed camcorder. So it's worth considering if you're looking for a camera on a budget. And I should also say that it was only after buying this camera that I started to make real progress on my wildlife documentary. It's just the convenience of it, the lack of faff. I'm not messing around with equipment and setting things up. I'm just getting on with filming and thinking about all the important stuff like composition and that kind of thing. So in terms of productivity, it's improved my work considerably.